to position controlling tasks in your project, servo motors and stepper motors are widely used. Using servo motors are very easy when compared to stepper motors since it required only one control pin. So in this video, let's see what's inside the servo motor and how it works. Let's get into the video. General servo system consists of three sections: command section, control section, and motor. This motor can be of AC or DC motors. A negative feedback is given to the control section, such as the motor current or motor shaft position is sensed, so that the control section will know if the target is reached. If you remove the feedback from the system and use more than two-pole motors, then it is more similar to the stepper motor system, but that's another topic. The control system gets external signal from the command section by which the control section drives the motor until the target is reached. Diagram of DC servo motor. The motor shaft is connected to the potentiometer via a geared system and the motor is controlled by the comparator. The potentiometer acts as a voltage divider in the circuit, so when the motor shaft rotates, it rotates the potentiometer shaft. This in turn changes the voltage offset, which is proportional to the position of the shaft. Based on the voltage feedback, the error is calculated and sent to comparator. The comparator takes the error value with the control signal value and makes the error to be 0. Here the control signal is in the form of PWM, pulse width modulation, so on those values the motor shaft is rotated until the error value is 0. The gear system used not only to connect the potentiometer shaft but also to increase the torque by reducing the speed. Based on the motor type, different circuitry is used. To know what's actually inside, let's open this motor. When I unscrewed the bottom, I could blindly see the motor and PCB on the other side. On the top, the gear system is arranged between the motor shaft and the potentiometer shaft. After removing all the tiny parts and with a bit of force, I have to remove the motor and the potentiometer from the case. When I looked at the PCB, I could find the IC, which was KC9120. This KC9120 is a digital servo motor controller IC. Then on the other side, I could see the two ICs are directly connected to the motor pins. They are RU20D12H and RU4953H. RU20D1H is a dual N-channel power MOSFET and RU4953 is a dual P-channel power MOSFET. When I tried to draw the schematics of PCB components using continuity test and referring those to datasheets of IC, I came to conclusion that H-bridge circuit is used. H-bit configurations is used to control the DC motor to rotate in both directions. On the upper side, N-channel MOSFET and on lower side, P-channel MOSFETs are connected. The KC9120 control all the 4 switches based on the different switching sequence, and the motor is rotated in both clockwise and anti-clockwise. In this project, I have used a 180-degree servo motor. To move the shaft at 0-degree position, the T-on time should be 1 millisecond. For 90-degree, it's 1.5 millisecond, and for 180-degree, it's 2 millisecond. And also remember that the total time period should be 20 millisecond. This standard is used most of the DC servo motor. Now you may have a question in your mind: how does the T-on time is converted as shaft position reference? Change in T-on time will change the duty cycle of the signal. If we change the duty cycle, we are actually changing the average voltage of the signal. So the KC9120 IC will interrupt the signal and drive the H-bridge switches. To use this motor, you can use a 555 timer to generate the PWM signal. All you need is the correct value of resistor and capacitor. Here I have used Arduino to generate the PWM. So after giving the necessary connection, I control the servo motor via potentiometer as a variable input. If you have any doubt, please type in the comment section. Thank you.